Hello, Knockouts. TonyaTko here. And I was just getting ready to head over to Venice Beach out here in California when I was finishing up some email and just checking some stuff before I got on the road, to plug in my GPS. And I happened to come across my Facebook page where there was one particular commenter. I don't know what made me decide to click on this comment, but it was about this whole makeup thing that we're on the tail end of right now. And she was basically talking about the mask that she wears as a result of a recent heartbreak. And I could feel her pain through this post, and I decided to stop what I was doing and make an impromptu video for anybody that may be dealing with heartbreak and heartache out there. So it's time for us to have a big sister chat. Okay, let's talk about heartbreak a little bit. Listen, we've all been there. We will all go through some form of romantic heartbreak in our lives, And I just wanted to give these words of wisdom. Just take from it what you can. All right. Number one, listen, I know heartache hurts. I've felt physical pain from a heartbreak before. And one thing that I don't want you to do is I don't want you to numb yourself to the pain, because when you numb yourself to pain, you also numb yourself to pleasure. And I don't want you stuffing those feelings back in. I know sometimes it can be a lot to deal with, especially if you're yearning for a person. Most of the times when you have a heartbreak, it's because you want to be with a person, and for whatever reason you can't be with that person, whether it's circumstances, it's them, it's you, whatever it is, there's a reason why you can't be together, whether it's your parents, distance, infidelity, whatever the case may be, but there's a longing to continue this relationship, and the relationship will not be able to continue for any number of circumstances. I don't want you to stuff that inside, because in order to live a vibrant, full, juicy, pungent life, you have to keep yourself open to the good things. And when you close yourself off, when you stuff those down and you try to force yourself not to feel, you close yourself off from the bad feelings, but then your life becomes insipid and it becomes bland, and the vibrancy of the good things are never as good. So yeah, I know that the pain hurts, but you have to allow yourself to feel that pain. So step one, I'm going to need you to get yourself a journal. Right? And I'm going to need you to journal in your journal. I'm going to need you to be honest and to be upfront I want you to talk about a few different things in the journal. Talk about how you feel about it. Talk about when you first noticed that there may have been some sort of issue in the relationship. And three, the most important thing is I want you to gather some healing from this. And I want you to talk about what it is about this person that you yourself wanted to be, have, or be associated with. Most of the times, and I found this from talking with myself and other people and counseling people, when we have a heartache, when we're extremely attracted to a person, and when we want to be with a person, a great portion of the time, it's because that person possesses something in their life that we wish that we had in our lives, that they are the type of person that we wished on the inside that we could be. So inside your journal, I'm going to need you to write out, what was it about this person that you were trying to possess for yourself that you secretly wanted? Was this person more outgoing than you? Was this person more popular than you, more beautiful, more handsome, have more money, was more educated, had a better family than you? And so you wanted to be with this person, and you longed and yearned and put yourself out there to be with this person, and it wasn't meant to be for whatever reason. So I'm going to need you to take some time to figure out what was it about this person and this union that was secretly something that you wanted for yourself. So that's step one. Step two, I'm going to need you to dedicate 15 minutes every single day to being as pitiful, as loathsome, as self-deprecating, as wretched as possible. For 15 minutes, I want you to just cry, scream, roll on the floor, stomp, holler, curse out loud, be show no abandon. For 15 minutes, say whatever it is that you want to say about this person, about yourself, about life, or whatever. Be as loathsome as you can for 15 minutes with no judgment, no criticism to yourself, and no holding back. Just let it out for 15 minutes a day and allow yourself that space. So one of the things that prolongs heartbreak is not giving yourself the space to grieve the relationship and feeling like, oh, I have to be strong, I have to hold it all together. And so it's like little bits of it linger on and on and on for an extended period of time, rather than really just staying in that pain and in that moment and just letting it out. And now we can't stay in that unabashed, painful place throughout the course of our day, or our lives become unlivable. We can't function. And part of what stops us from function is not really giving ourselves the capacity and the space to feel our grief. So allow yourself that grief where you do and say, well, except for contacting the person, don't do that. Just with yourself alone. For 15 minutes a day, spend that time just rolling on the floor, banging your fist on the floor, doing whatever. And you'll notice that, and you listen, download an app for your phone with a little timer on it, and put the timer on and say, okay, during this time I'm going to give myself a huge space to do whatever, say whatever, roll around, however, cry, however, holler, however, even if you have roommates or you're in your parents' house, scream into a pillow, but let it out. Let it out. And when because you know what, and I've done this, and it's such a freeing 15 minutes, because for the most part, you want to keep yourself together and you don't want to allow yourself to really go there. But when you set that timer and you say, you know what, this is my me time, my me grief time, and you really go, and listen, you only got 15 minutes, so you go all in. You hear what I'm saying? You only have 15 minutes, so you go all in and you let it out. And when you do that, you see that it is so freeing and so energizing. And so I want you to go and try that. Okay, so get off of this video. And then also, one last thing. Remember that when we laugh, we emit endorphins and chemicals in our body that actually make us happier. So watch a funny movie, listen to some comedy, do something that will help you be able to laugh and get those endorphins out. And one thing that I don't want you to do is I don't want you to self-abuse, I don't want you to self-escape, and I don't want you to self-satiate. Go to my website, TonyaTko.com, and download my free guide on how to truly love yourself and heal old trauma. And I don't want you to use this time as a time to overeat or use drugs or become promiscuous and harm yourself. I know that it's very tempting, when other people throw this harm onto us. I know that, or when we experience pain in a relationship, I know that sometimes it's very easy to turn that pain inward and begin to abuse yourself. But I want to encourage you that if any time you've ever needed your kindness, it's now. If you've ever needed some positive words and some upliftment from anybody, now is the time. Don't deny yourself what you would give to a friend or another person. It's so easy to self-abuse, and I don't want you to fall into that trap. So if you could listen, if you're going to look in the mirror and you have the voice and capacity, the mental capacity to say anything about yourself, make sure that what you're saying is something positive. I mean, it takes the same amount of breath and the same energy that you could be like, oh, you're this, you're that. The same energy you could be like, you know what, I love you. You did the best that you could with the information that you have. Tell yourself that you love you. Listen, I know, oh honey, listen, we all have to learn. And I know it's tough out there sometimes, but give yourself your love now more than ever. Now more than ever. I know it's tempting Let me get out of here before 10 minutes. My first under 10-minute video in so long. Hug me, hug me. I love you, love you, love you. Love, 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 love you all so very much. Go out there and love one another. But most importantly, what? That's right. Love yourself. TonyaTko, and I'm out. Come over to my website and leave your comment below. Say something good about yourself in the comments, or leave some information for other people who are having heartbreak, who are searching for this video and who are going to be looking through the comments for some inspirational words. How did you get over your heartbreak? Me, when I suffered from this tremendously difficult heartbreak, I headed over to the Caribbean. Honey, listen, I got on the plane, baby. I left because I wasn't going to stay up there in the cold, the winter snow all by myself. No. I went to the Caribbean and I was drinking some coconut water, and I was out there in the sun and the beach and swimming in the salt water. Listen, honey, it's hard to stay down in nature. Get yourself some sun somehow, but go through it. If I would say, you know what, I'm going to say this one last thing before I get out of this video. This is going to be some words of wisdom from me to you. If there's one thing that I could do differently with my life, which I cannot do now, if there's one thing that I would do differently, if I could go back and do it all over again, the one thing, or rather one thing that I would do differently in regards to heartbreak is the amount of time that I spent after the heartbreak keeping myself single. As a woman, you don't really have those years. Listen, let me tell you something. I wasted time that I could not get back mourning the relationship of a person who had already moved on. So that now when I add up all the time that I spent after some heartache, recuperating, not dating, all this other stuff, it adds up to years that I didn't have to waste. So listen, my little sisters and my little brothers out there, and especially my little sisters who have biological clocks, you got to keep on moving, baby, because while you are rolling around, I can't think of the word, reveling is not the word. What's that word for rolling around? What's that word? While you're over there rolling around in pain and misery, heartbroken over this person that is not heartbroken over you, you're wasting precious, valuable years of your life in grief and in celibacy and in mourning over this relationship, and you can't get that time back. You got to keep on moving. You got to find a way to keep moving. Try the things that I talked about in this video. And remember, above all else, you have to keep moving. You got to keep moving, baby. You really do. Time waits for no woman. And the last thing that you want is when you're 40 or 45 to think about the 2 years you spent after this relationship, the 1 year you spent after that relationship, the 2 years you spent celibate and not dating after that relationship, the 2 years you spent bitter after that relationship, not really opening yourself up. And then you look back and you're 45 and you spent 10 years of your life purposefully punishing yourself with singleness and self-abuse over a person who's not coming back, who it was just a facade in the relationship that you even really wanted this person. Most likely you wanted to get back to a part of yourself. There's only us, and this person reflected back something to us that we wanted, and we were hoping to enter into ourselves through this person. So listen, honey, one of my biggest heartbreaks, I'm going to be open and honest with you. I know I said I was getting out of here, right? One of my biggest heartbreaks was a guy that I dated, and he was Caribbean. And I felt that by being with a Caribbean man, that it validated my own Caribbeanness. Because, my father's from the West Indies, but I was born in America. And so I felt that by being with this Caribbean man, it somehow created more fortitude of my own heritage. Okay. Now, rather than owning my own heritage and going out there and living my fabulous, I didn't need his permission to be Caribbean. I didn't need that. I didn't need to be directly connected and associated in relationship with another person to be Caribbean. I am Caribbean. I am point blank. Got the citizenship and passport to prove it, baby. But listen to what I'm saying, right? If this person is so educated and so sophisticated and you were with them because you felt that through association, their sophistication and education rubbed off on you, honey, instead of sitting in heartbreak, not doing anything, go get yourself to a community college, go take some postgraduate courses, go read some books, on etymology and word usage, and go to some Toastmasters meetings and find other people who have stuff in common. Find out what it was that you coveted about this person that you truly wanted for yourself, and go get that for yourself. Hear me. Go get it for yourself, honey. You don't need that person for the things that you felt that you needed them for. It's already inside of you. Remember how they say there's nobody else out there except you, honey? It's you. Go get it for yourself. Go get that money yourself. Go get listen, you got it. It's all in you. You know, like in The Wizard of Oz, you're like, oh, if only Dorothy knew all this time. I think that's why they make these movies. Art imitates life. It's like all this time, the power was inside of you already. It's already in you. There's nobody else out there except for you. See what that relationship reflected back to you about you, and go work on that. Go work on that, honey. And on that note, I am out. I love you. Hug me again. Hug me. I love you. I love you so very much. Now go out there and love one another. And most importantly, what? That's right. Love yourself. Leave your comments below. Talk to me in the comments. What sentence should we say at the end of this video? I should have come up with it. Okay. I want you to say, I choose not to sit in heartache, or I chose not to sit in heartache because... And then leave the sentence after that. I choose, or I chose. If you're giving words of wisdom, use the past tense, I chose. Or if you're in this now, say, I choose not to sit in heartache for blah, 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 whatever reasons. Okay, so listen, I love you, TonyaTko, and I'm out. I'm going to head to Venice now. Peace. What? I was just about to pull off, and I had to add this because I wanted to make sure that you got my point, ladies, about this. The point that I was making about sitting up, being 45 one day, looking back over your life and the amount of time that you spent in heartache over people who are not coming back. I want you to realize that these are your reproductive years, and the last thing that I want you to do is to sit up there and be like, oh, now I can't have children, or I can't have as many children as I want to or would like to because of the amount of time that I spent in heartache over a person who cannot give me my reproductive years back. So the last thing that I want you to do is to sacrifice your future children and your future children's lives for a person who's not worth it. He's not worth your fertility. He's not. He's not worth your reproductive years. Get back on the saddle, get back on the horse, and ride, Sally, ride. Well, no pun intended. Well, maybe. You tell me. TonyaTko, and I'm out. I'm wrong for that one. Ride, Sally, ride.